everybody. Welcome to the Mandcave. I think we're the only podcast hosted by two best friends with nothing in common. This is not a publicity stunt. It's true. My name's Mandy Fabian. Oh, except our first names.
And I'm Mandy Kaplan, and each week we debate and discuss and argue over pop culture, movies, books, TV shows, streaming, music. Grab a couch. Let's get to it.
Wait a minute, cut this shit.
So we had a show last night, live on stage, the Mandys together again.
Yeah, it's always electric. I mean, I feel electricity when I get to perform with you.
Boogie,
We've done
boogie,
many
boogie.
duets.
Many.
Last night we did, are we allowed to? Yeah,
Yeah.
we did Sincerely Me from Dear Evan Hansen.
With the phenomenally talented Justine Huxley as Jared, whom we used and abused. And yeah, I love performing with you. I love locking eyes. I love that there's a heat. There's a spark.
Oh, yeah.
There's a connection.
It's undeniable. We have done Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. We've done the number from specifically the Oscars night performance of in the Shallow.
Shallow. Yeah.
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 And then we've done, one of my favorites was we did Moses Supposes from Singing in the Rain.
Gene Kelly and Donald O'Connor. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And we've done
really tap danced.
Suddenly from Xanadu.
Suddenly from Xanadu.
Where we mimed being on roller skates and doing lifts and splits. I mean, we go for it.
We've done it all. I'm excited to see what's next. Yeah.
Great show. We raised thousands of dollars. Well, hundreds of dollars for Project Angel Food. It was our 35th miscast. It was thrilling.
Yeah.
If you are listening to this and you are in the Los Angeles area and you're thinking, oh, I wish I had gone, the next show is May 7th. Mark your calendars and come on out. It was such a fun time.
Yeah, it's always such a good time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Only positive, right? It's just, there's no negative.
No.
It's just, it's
There's
fun. It's
nothing,
fast.
Yeah.
People said the burgers were great. So.
Oh, yeah. The food's great. The space is great.
Yep.
Yeah. My performance was specifically riveting. I mean, really good stuff.
Fan favorite, Mandy Fabian.
Oh, God.
Along the lines of musical theater, I have started listening to the Mandy Rainbow podcast. I mean, Randy Rainbow. Mandy Rainbow? I think it's pronounced Mandy Rainbow.
Sure it is. It is now.
And I didn't even know he had one. And I'm such a fan of his videos. And I took Casey to see him live, if you remember.
Yes.
Like, we are Randy Rainbow fans. So
I'm a super fandy of his. Yeah.
Yeah. So I recommend it in smallish doses because it is a lot of him saying girl and bitch, which is not my favorite. But like he interviewed Mary Trump, which I found fascinating.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. And right now I'm listening to the one with Carol Burnett. And like he grew up worshiping her and now they're friends and she's on his podcast. It's really sweet. And he's so deserving of all his success. He's such a talent. He's so smart and so funny. So.
Oh, God, I love Carol Burnett. I would just do anything to get to meet her someday.
Yeah.
Patrick did. She came on his show, but they didn't get to work together because he was already, spoiler alert, killed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she was in Better Call Saul.
Yeah. Yes. She's in the last part of Better Call Saul. And she's phenomenal. She's always been a great actress. This is so old school, but like, do you remember that movie, The Four Seasons? Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Alan Alda and Rita Moreno and I don't know, but a bunch of other people that were like the hot actors, I guess, at the time. Oh,
Kaylee
Bess
Cuoco.
Armstrong. Yeah. Jenna Elfman.
Nia Peoples. Yeah.
But I like as a kid, I watched that and I was just fascinated by her because I'd seen her on the Carol Burnett show. So to watch her do a dramatic role where she's yelling at her husband and she looks a lot like my mom.
Right. We've always said that. Your mom has a lot of her energy and physicality. It just, there's a similarity. So
yes.
And Carol Burnett is worthy of all of our worship. I just love her.
Yeah. True. I actually, I've been sort of weirdly going back and binging on some old Smartless episodes. I know we've talked about Smartless before, but like I listened to the Katy Perry one. And Katy Perry, I got to be honest, at first I was like, oh, she's not super funny. So I wasn't sure how the podcast was going to go.
Mhm.
She's really smart. And she's done a lot of stuff. I know obviously, but she's really smart. And I don't know. I just was like, I really enjoyed listening to her. And like now I feel like Katy Perry and I were friends. That's what happens when you listen to a podcast.
Right.
Oh, and the other thing that I got into was this show called Paul T. Goldman. Have you heard of this?
Paul T. Goldman, I think you mean. Yes, I've heard
now,
of
if
it.
you don't assign it to me this week, I'm mad. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've heard of it. I was not thinking about assigning it, but it's an interesting. Well, you already watched it, right?
No, I haven't. I haven't finished it. I did watch.
Okay.
It's a series, so I did watch one
On
or two
Peacock.
episodes. Oh God, it is fascinating. Really good. Like, but also like nothing you've ever seen.
Right. Very meta, half fiction, half reality. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's real. I mean, I think like the parts that are real are definitely real. And then you sort of get in this space where you're like, oh my God, I can't really tell. Like, what is the show and what is it? It's very cool. It's really well done.
You're making me rethink. I'll decide by the end of the episode.
Okay, that's what I always do. I never have a choice in mind when I come to these things.
Oh, I know.
Not true.
Look how relaxed I am about it.
But this week, I mean, I kind of threw you a softball, didn't I?
Well, yeah. I mean, let's get into it because
Yeah.
we didn't have a decision at the end of last week's episode because I have
Yes, because
anxiety and I can't
Yeah.
handle white noise. So Mandy was
Mhm,
kind enough to
mhm.
take some pity on me and switch it up.
Yeah. Just to be clear, guys, it's not that, actual white noise gives her anxiety. Like that's actually kind of relaxing and helps her sleep.
Yes.
But the movie White Noise, which I will watch by next week, just to give my review. But we watched Fleishman is in Trouble.
Yes.
And it was it's Jesse Eisenberg and I never knew how adorable Lizzie Kaplan was. I don't think I was totally aware of her adorableness. Is she in How I Met Your Father? Is she the girl from that or is it a different girl?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well anyway, they look alike. Big eyes, actors. And Claire Danes, and it's got a killer cast, and I had not seen it, but I had heard amazing things about it. And what did you think?
I think we should play the trailer so people get a sense of it. Pete?
Yeah.
Toby Fleischman awoke one morning inside the city he'd lived in all his adult life. Many thoughts had crossed Toby's mind in the hours since he was informed that his ex-wife dropped the kids off a full day earlier than expected.
At 4 in the morning. 4 in the morning. Sorry, I'm angry all over again.
Yikes, dude.
Toby was forced to ask the question that occurred to him nearly every few minutes since his separation. How did I get here?
Todd says you don't play tennis or golf?
Yeah, I played basketball.
Good for you.
I did not become a doctor to get rich, okay? I did it to live a meaningful life. Money doesn't buy you happiness.
Oh, Toby, of course it does. What, are you crazy?
You've reached Rachel Fleischman.
Is she still gone?
I'm starting to think that it hasn't really gone on this long,
What if something has happened to her?
This is a story about everything. It's about life and marriage and how young love can become old resentment and money
You can't get one of these for less than 10 grand.
and dissatisfaction
I feel like I'm not alive.
You chose this!
and jealousy, ambition, career,
I don't even have time to get a divorce.
parenting, nostalgia, and lifelong friendship.
The world is your oyster. Lick it up.
We just saw Rachel.
What?
That's him.
Okay, so this was a novel written by Taffy Brodesser Ackner.
Yep.
And then they were like, hey, Taffy. I just like saying her name.
Sure.
This is so clearly your voice. You're the only one who could showrun it. And so she created the series and was the showrunner.
Incredible.
So my honest thoughts are I have not flipped for something like I have flipped for this entity in a long time. I am completely obsessed. Not only did I watch the
Wow.
series, I have listened to interviews with her. I've read articles about it. I've gone down a complete rabbit hole, and I'm now listening to the audiobook version of it for comparison's sake because
Oh my
I
God.
love her voice. I think
Yeah.
Taffy Brodesser-Akner is a genius. I think she's laugh out loud funny. Out loud. Out
It's
loud.
okay.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
There's so many consonants. We can't keep track of all of them.
Thank
Just do
you.
your best.
Thank
Yeah.
you for understanding. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't love it more than I do. What do you think?
Wow. That you never love something like that. I mean, sometimes. But
I
like
love
that's a
you.
real well, thank you. But I don't know that you've listened to my audiobook, you know? That's a big
True.
that's a
True.
big
I
that's
get
a big
enough.
vote of confidence. Yeah. You really do. But yeah, that's really interesting. I liked it a lot. It had been very hyped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
By people like me?
well, you hadn't said all that though. I'm actually
Right.
really excited to hear because I love I think it's amazing that she got to create it and I thought she did a great job as well. I think her voice is really specific. I like the way it was shot. I really thought it was directed really well and I thought it was performed really well. There was just something about the content that I felt like was a story I've seen a bunch of times. You know, just like the divorced dad but I thought it was interesting. I think it was just a symptom of that. Like it was so hyped. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
amazing! It's a work of genius."
Right.
It is, and it's really good. But there's something very sort of it's not super fresh and original from other things. Like it's kind of like when you read a beach read and you're like, "Well, the woman with the glass of wine and the looking across the street out of the train." You know,
Right. Yeah.
those books sometimes
It is
have a feel of
So
yeah.
how much did you watch?
I think I watched 4 episodes. So I
Okay.
got as far
There-
as yeah.
I'm sorry. I just want to say there is a Kramer versus Kramer feel. I mean, it's not. Yes, we've seen divorced
Yeah.
dads trying to make it work, but
Yeah.
So what?
Oh.
This is going to be chock full of spoilers.
Spoiler.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
what?
where am I? I think we've been going back into how they fell in love and when he proposed. I think he's found out or thinks that she's been banging the guy who was at the yoga retreat, the
Mhm.
rich guy.
Mhm.
You know what's really interesting about it? I think also, I don't know why. I really don't, because I'm a sexy gal. I like sex. I like watching sex in movies, you know. Like, I don't like porn. Kill me first, right? Like, that's like a car crash. I will
Yeah,
not take
no,
my
yeah,
hands.
me too. Another thing we
Um,
disagree on. Go ahead.
yeah. But for some reason, I don't find Jesse Eisenberg sexy.
You're not
I don't
supposed to.
I don't think he's sexual. I don't believe that there's something about him that's a little robotic for me
Sorry,
that I can't. And
Jesse.
I'm sorry, Jesse. I really am. I think you're so talented. I think he's a good actor. I just don't find him sexy. And the whole premise in the beginning is like all these women are like, I want to sleep with you, divorced dad. I'm liberated. Come have sex with me. And I kind of was like, why though? Why him?
Well-
I don't get it.
Okay, so as I've done extensive research, I can answer that.
Please.
So when Taffy Brodesser-Akner set out to tell the story, she was inspired because she had friends who were single. She's happily married. And they would say, "Oh God, I'm on these apps." And she would take their phones and start looking and scrolling. And she witnessed all of these things we see. The side boob, the under boob, the top boob, sometimes just all boob. Like all of these things are things she actually saw on her friends' phones.
Right.
She observed that a diminutive man in the book, Toby Fleishman's very short. And she describes more of a Jew fro than Jesse Eisenberg actually has in this project. So Toby Fleishman is physically not a
Handsome.
10. He's right. He's not classically handsome. He's insecure. He can't believe he got this woman to fall in love with him. And it's a statement about when you are not all that attractive, but you're a single man who's turning 40, you're going to be inundated with hundreds of women in their sexual peak just trying to fuck you. That's like what she was witnessing
Wow.
in the real world.
That was a real thing. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And in the book, the narrator is Libby, Lizzie Kaplan's character in the show. It's the same in the book. That's the narrator. But she really can go on and on about how like, oh, when I met Toby, I was hoping he didn't think I was attracted to him. You know, there's a lot more about Toby not being hot.
I see. Okay, so this really is just a perfect storm of where he's at his age, and this is a real phenomenon. And of course, I wouldn't know that because I wasn't on dating apps, so I don't know. That's
Correct.
not a game that I would have failed miserably.
Yeah. Yeah. So so that's why he's getting all the action he's getting.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean,
it's some great action. I mean, it's very interesting and fun. And like, you know, when the lady shows up at his apartment, like shows up in a trench coat and lingerie and his kids answer the door and his son is crying.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was great.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of what we see and what's in the book is her observation of the Upper East Side, particularly these very upper class white Jewish people. So that's what the book and the series are about. She nails it. She goes for it. In the book and in the show, every woman on the Upper East Side is wearing a tank top that says like boss bitch or rose all day. Like you know, she's really making a statement about these people, which I love because I find it so accurate. But my favorite one of these people is Cindy Leffer, who runs into him at the gym. And I'm going to do a little performance of the part of Cindy Leffer.
She's so great.
This is the beginning when he's like, so yeah, I'm divorced now. Like it's just happened and all these women and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I've been waiting to run into you to tell you we are never leaving your life. We are your friends too, Toby. Like waiting to run into you. I didn't call you. I didn't email you. I didn't show up at your house with tea and make any effort. I've been waiting to run into you to tell you we are never leaving your life. I think that writing is so biting and funny.
Yeah, that's great. And you know what? Like, I am a terrible friend because that didn't ping to me as like a problem. You know what I mean?
You're like, yeah.
Like, yeah, you wait to run into people. That's how I have kept friendships for years.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Funny.
Yeah. Oh, she's a hilarious character. I got so nervous when they were fighting at those dinner parties. You know, they're at their friend's dinner party and the family.
Toby and his wife.
Toby and his wife. Yes.
Flashbacks.
Like that. Yeah. It's so uncomfortable. And you really go, God, I mean, have you ever had a fight like that with Jared where like people could hear you or any boyfriend or mate or no, you're not a fight out loud kind of person.
I'm not, but I have had boyfriends ruin parties and events and with being in a bad mood and being pissy. So my choice has been to like, okay, you go do that and we're going to talk about this later.
Yeah.
And by talk about, I mean, I'm going to break up with you later.
Yeah. But you were like making nice and like, oh, he's tired. Like you didn't go into it like motherfucker.
No. Oh, he's usually in a better mood. Oh God, it's the worst. Yeah.
Yeah. Their ability to just throw their complete contempt for each other, like the way that they text, you're never fucking seeing these kids again. That's kind of riveting. I mean, I have never been capable. Well, I don't know who would want that, but I'm like, wow, look how they're fighting. I mean, they're just really going for it, man.
I know.
And I feel like there's a mystery.
Yeah. No, you.
I was just going to say, I feel like there's a mystery coming. Like, I love the way that the show is drawing out that, you know, she just goes missing early. Yes. I'm not spoiling too much. Like, she goes missing early on. And, and you see a lot of her in the show through flashback, but you're really left with, he thinks he's piecing it together, but you really are lost. I'm in episode 4 and I'm sure there's 10? And I still am like.
I think only 8 and I'm not going to spoil it. You have such a ride ahead of you.
Oh, I'm excited. I really am excited.
It's not the show you think it is. I'll just say that.
I have a feeling about that because the way it's shot. I gotta say, I've never seen anybody do it, and I'm like, wow, what a fantastic. There's this theme in the show where he doesn't know how he got here. How did I get here? How did I get here? Right?
Right.
And they actually start the opening of the entire show is a completely upside down shot.
Yeah.
You're flying through New York City. Well, the city is on top and the sky's on the bottom, and you're kind of zooming into his apartment building, and then it starts to flip slowly. And there's all of these like with him in bed, and it's sideways, and then it goes down, and it's shot really well. It's a really interesting, and the flashbacks are done with this really gauzy golden tone with lots of flares on the lenses and stuff that.
Well, that's also to try to age down these actors.
Well, sure. College.
They did their own flashbacks. And so one of the things that Taffy Brodesser-Akner said in an interview was it was very intentional to cast all former teen actors because the show is really about middle age. The show is about a midlife crisis for everyone. And she said, we intentionally wanted Adam Brody, Lizzie Kaplan, people that America recognized from their youth so that they could have that feeling of like, it's coming for all of us. Look what happened to Claire Danes, right? She's not my so-called life anymore. Now she's going through these midlife problems.
Yeah.
We are all aging. No one is immune. Even the kid from Squid and the Whale. Like, so that was really intentional. And I never would have even connected, oh, wait a minute, we've known all these actors since they were in their teens.
Yeah, that's genius. What's funny is I don't think I watched whatever Lizzie Kaplan was on because her face was familiar, but I was like, oh yeah, I've heard of her, but I don't know.
Did you ever see Mean Girls? She's Janice. She's like the alt chick with the gay guy.
Oh, okay. I don't think I watched it
she's
more
also
than
in
once.
a million billion things.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Masters of Sex, and like she's worked nonstop.
Yeah, no, I know I just haven't crossed paths with her necessarily. It's something that I watched a lot,
Right.
So she was new for me, but that's a genius. That is a stroke of genius. And Adam Brody, I love that guy.
Good.
Another actor that's like been around, always so great in everything he does, but he's not like super famous. It's not, right? Like
wasn't he on the OC? Isn't that where he's from?
Yes. Well, he was around before that, wasn't he? Maybe
I don't
not.
know. I think he's famous from the OC. But I just watched a great, fun horror comedy called Ready or Not that he was in, and he was so good. He's so talented and
he
appealing.
really is. Yeah. Yes.
He's good looking, but not like pretty boy, dismiss him. And I think his work in this is fantastic, and Fleishman is in trouble.
Yeah, I agree. All their work is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really excited because I do feel that the way it was shot and then with the way they're telling the story, it's really grounded in like this atmosphere of divorce and how did I get here and his loss and his sadness and missing his family. His daughter's just horrible to him.
Yeah.
And it's I feel like there's something, they have allowed for a bit of like magic or things are not what you think they are. Just with the narrator, I don't know.
I can't say more.
I know you can't.
It's okay.
You don't have to. It was like with the last half of White Lotus. I had all these theories.
Yeah. Well, I think I think that she plays with tropes and things that we've seen before, and she's twisting some things. She has not invented a midlife crisis or invented divorce or these issues, but she is approaching them in ways that I love. And part of her clever brilliance is her ability to, I know it's not a word, but I say analogize things. I am the analogizer. If I was ever a superhero, that's my ability. So
you could market that as a sex toy, the analogizer. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't go that way, surprisingly. But I would like to play her brilliant Othello game analogy. Pete, if you could play 2603 to 2653, please.
Divorce is like that old Othello game. You start your marriage with all the discs white, right? And then there's some black discs here and there along the way. You fight, but ultimately you laugh and it's fine because the board is still mostly white, right? But then something happens and the marriage falls apart and suddenly the entire board is black.
Is that how you play Othello?
They should probably change the name Othello, you know?
Yeah, so now even the good memories are like tinged with darkness. You know, they're tainted, like they were rotten from the start.
Not all of them.
Yes, man, all of them, okay? Now you look back at all those memories, like the fight you had on the honeymoon, the way you couldn't agree on like a name for your child, and suddenly they're no longer innocuous fights anymore. Now they're foreshadowing. I think when we get married, we really have no way to fully understand what forever means, you know?
That's what I'm always saying. Marriage is for suckers.
I mean, she, right? You look back at your marriage and it all starts off white, and then little by little the chips are flipping over, and you don't realize that it's becoming all dark and black, and that's what those first 4 episodes are. We are seeing this idealized version of his marriage and his relationship crumble. He's now looking back and saying, "Oh, that wasn't just a normal spat. Oh, that wasn't just a bad week or a bad night." She says at a dinner party they're playing the "Who would you fuck if you could" game, like the hall pass,
God!
and they're all naming hot celebrities, and she names one of their friends.
Oh my God. Which, you know, it's funny because I was thinking of doing that as our game. You have to name which of our friends you would fuck. No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh my God, trouble.
It's hilarious.
I thought that was so
Genius.
wildly uncomfortable and fun and dark.
And you know what's
she's
so
like,
great
"What?
about that?
I'm telling the truth. What?"
Yeah. I really love moments like that. I love things that are so goddamn funny and simple. And you go, how in the history of comedy has no one ever written that joke before? Right? Like,
Right.
just as simple, you're doing the hall pass and you name one of your mutual friends. Like,
Right.
how has no one ever done that before?
Well, what I often say to my writing partner is maybe they have, but they're not going to do it like we're going to do it.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Like
true.
the joke has probably been made before.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she tonally just nails it.
Yeah.
Her
I'm going to
writing is
use
so
it in the
sharp.
script I'm writing today. That's my
Right.
plan.
Perfect.
Because you're right. You know, it's all fair game.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you. It does make me want to read the book because I really like the narrator voice. I mean
her turn
the
of phrase.
tone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And how long did it take her to get this? Like, how long did it take her to write the book? How long
Oh, that I don't know.
has she been waiting to make? Oh, I thought maybe in one of her
I know.
interviews.
Taffy, come on in, hon. Taffy.
Oh.
So more stuff that I loved because yes, it's about a divorce and relationships, but it is very, very much about aging and how do we accept that we are aging and we are no longer cute like we were in college.
That's funny. I'm not getting that from the first 4 episodes.
It's coming. And
Okay.
that a lot of that was her motivation. And so Toby Fleishman is a doctor. He has a patient with a medical need. He calls the patient's psychologist or psychiatrist, excuse me. And he's saying, "How come you didn't see some of these signs or whatever?" And that doctor says, "My whole practice is treating these women in their 40s who are depressed and they start drinking at lunch." That's what this doctor says. And to me, that's in the pilot. It's foreshadowing of, you know, where our characters are headed, where everybody's headed.
Right.
You start to, you know, as your reality starts to slip in, a lot of people and women start drinking at lunch because what else are they going to do? Libby's very dissatisfied with her life as a stay-at-home mom. And she's seeking something else. And, you're in for it.
And she starts smoking again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And she's trying dance classes and she's just anything she can do. And she says something in a later episode to her husband that, like, "I can't handle being around the neighbors because they're all happy, satisfied. Like, they like being in the suburbs and being moms." And he's like, "No, they aren't satisfied. They're just like you. Like, you know, like we all think I'm the only deep one who's going through this existential crisis."
Yeah.
But everybody is on some level seeking, searching, you know, desperate for a foothold and a handhold. And Libby is so self-involved. She's like, "It's just me. All these other women are vapid and happy. And I'm the only one searching for something else."
Yeah.
It's interesting. I love it.
I mean, you don't search for things. You're fine the way you are. But most people, yes, are
Correct.
looking for, or having
Yes.
existential crisis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I first of all, I watched it with my niece. We're hooked. It's great. And she was definitely like, she's 30 and she's like, wow, this is not, it's like, this does not make me want to run out and get married anytime soon. Because
Right.
all of the marriages are really fraught with this tension.
Yep.
And we talked about it. I was like, ooh, I'm really grateful that I don't have to navigate that because it does, right? People do change. There's a lot of divorce for good reason because why should you stay in a relationship that's no longer working, that can't work, or you're not willing to do whatever would possibly make it work? Like if you have that contempt or that fraughtness, letting it go really is better. Like move on with your life, go be happy.
Yep.
But it's so, oh my God, it's hard to watch. Like, when she invites Toby to come to the pool with them, I'm like, it's interesting because she has a fascination with Toby because Toby's divorced and he's living this cool life, right?
Right.
And so I think that's why she invites him out. But then he doesn't want to be there with all the,
Well, when they reconnect, so one of his first actions once he is divorcing, his therapist says,
yes,
reconnect with old friends, reconnect with the people that you pushed away. It'll help. And it reminds them all. So Adam Brody plays Seth, Libby, and Toby all start getting together the way they did in college. And they rediscover this part of themselves, this younger, funnier, more alive version of themselves. And that's why Libby is clinging to Toby and gets so invested in his drama because it's bringing out something in her. He says when he calls her, he's like, oh, I've been following your articles in the magazine. And she says, I'm not at the magazine anymore. And he says, well, where are you? And she says, I'm not anywhere anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just about her writing. I'm putting that in quotes.
Yeah.
But Libby feels utterly lost and afloat. And Toby is a lifeline. Oh, it's so deep.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much.
It is. It's really good. It is really good.
Yeah. Can I say this is one that I want to hear from people. Like if you are watching the show and you love it or you hate it or you have insights, we are on Discord, discord.com/Fandy. Is that right? No, mancave.com/Discord. Sorry, Pete.
But don't go to the first one. Remember what we said about the consonants? This is let's go for take two on the website. Yes.
mancave.com/Discord.
Yeah.
Join us and weigh in and talk about these things. I could really get into it. Like I'm not going to go on Reddit. I'm not that extreme, but like I want to be dissecting all of this and processing it. I love it so much.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so solid and good. And it really was, it just took, I think I was expecting, I'd also just seen White Lotus, which goes a little further, a little faster, right? Has the same mystery, but it's like that second season is just all about sex, in this way that and there's more of a mystery. I think this is a bigger mystery and a little more subdued. Kramer versus Kramer feels a really good, that's a very good filter to put on that. That's a good description of it.
But you're about to leave that world. So, yeah.
Golly. Well, this is really exciting.
It all goes into outer space. I'm not going to say any more.
They're all dead.
And M. Night
Shyamalan directs the last half of the season. So, I think, isn't it the people who directed at least the pilot? Are they the people that did Little Miss Sunshine?
I don't know. I don't want to pretend to know.
Yeah, I'm going to pretend to know, and then someone can come on Discord and tell me no.
Yes. Exactly.
Anyway, well, good. Do you want to give it man jobs?
5.
I mean, you probably would go. Why don't you give it a double fisted?
Yeah, 10.
Yeah. And now that you describe, honestly, I mean, I would have given it like 4.75 just because I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to watch him do this stuff. I think he's a really good actor, but like, I'm not quite. I couldn't quite, he's muscly enough. Maybe that's the mistake, is he's handsome and muscled enough that he looks like a guy who fancies himself attractive like that. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? Like he's not
Yes.
mousy or he's not
Oh, I think
an
he is
obvious.
mousy and a bit doughy.
He-
I don't think he's like hot. I think that's the point. Is that
Yeah,
he's like,
I think
oh
he's
my
a little
God.
hot. Yeah. I
Jesse
think he's a
Eisenberg?
little hot though. Well, yeah, like he's got muscles like an actor. You know what I mean? He's not like
Yeah.
he's you know,
I think he's an
more
everyman and that's what he's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think it's funny that I was like I thought that all these women were motivated by the women's motivation to be like going onto these apps and just having random sex and sending somebody side boob. I don't even understand that world. So the
No.
fact that this is based in reality, I think I take away any demerits I would give it because I'm like, well, that's really interesting. I mean, I think I just have to go with it, you
Yep.
know? Yeah. Okay, I'll give it 5
It's
too.
all real.
Okay, so I'm really sorry for people that are new to the podcast. I know we say we disagree. We usually do disagree on a lot, but not today, folks. I mean, not today, Satan. All right, let's tell also for people who haven't listened before, you guys should know Mandcave is a production of True Story FM. Engineering is by Pete Wright and music is by Ian Post. And, by the way, if you are loving this experience, and we know you are, or we hope you are, on Apple Music, you can go on there to the Apple Podcasts and give us a review. 5 stars. We love to hear your witty comments, and we just plain love you. Let your fingers do the walking. It's a snap.
I want to shout out Steph Exner, who asked, "Are you ladies available for hire as friends? You're so funny and cute together." And this is about the Stutz episode from last week. I hadn't seen the movie, but now I can't wait.
Oh, that's good.
And we are available, and we will post our rate cards on Discord. Mandcave.com/Discord. And if you would like more of us, you can become a Fandy. $5 a month gets you access to a private Discord. It gets you birthday messages. It gets you pre-show. Mandy and I hit record, and we have a little pre-show magic before.
You guys get the foreplay.
Yes, exactly. Right? Yeah. The fondling and the oysters and all of it. So come join us that way. And talking
also
about sweatshirts.
Yeah, come on in and check out the merch too. Mandcave.com/merch. We have a brilliant graphic designer, and I have a closet full of tees and sweatshirts. They're great. And there's coffee mugs. And it's like you can have coffee with us in the morning.
Yeah.
By just having us on your mug. It's easier than you think. Great. All right. Well, I'm so glad. I knew you liked it, so it was a bit of a gimme. I was very excited to have an excuse to watch it.
Yeah.
And so I have a game for you.
Yay.
I know. I love this. And this one, I was actually very excited because I was a little bit like, well, what do you do about I found one quiz that was like, what kind of divorced dad are you? And then I started to do the quiz.
Awesome.
I know, right? And then I started to do the quiz and it was a little weird and some of the sentences weren't complete sentences. And I thought, are they secretly taking my bank accounts or hacking my computer? It was one of those things. So I got out of that. I found something even better. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we fell in love with our significant others. Well, you did it over the span of several years, but around the same time. And that was before before dating apps, right?
Yeah.
It was before they were the way that you met people. Did you ever sign up for eHarmony or I think maybe they were around. You never did any of those. Okay. No. Neither did I. But today, my friend, we are going to do a quiz and they will write your dating profile for you.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. I was very excited.
That little pause was Mandy's "I'm so excited I can't speak" face.
It's true. Sometimes I do just facial expressions for part of the podcast. It's a little confusing if you're not here. Okay. All right. First question. What is your ideal date? It's multiple choice.
Okay.
Just drinks, ice skating, a fancy dinner, the theater, a long walk, and staying in. It's very Fleishman is in trouble. All these choices happened in the
I have an instant answer, but do you know what my answer is?
Oh, I'm loving this little twist. I want to say fancy dinner.
You're way wrong. It's
Really?
ice skating.
Shut your face.
Ideal dates to me, having an activity, even like bowling or something like that, where there's like an activity to keep conversation flowing. I love it. I'm not a good ice skater, but I would choose ice skating over all of those things.
Oh, that's so interesting. And I absolutely would not, because then it becomes about the ice skating, like what size shoe and getting your laces right and then trying not to fall on your ass or, the head injury that I got while ice skating. Like, what if that had happened on a date?
Right.
So that would not have been my choice. My choice would have been the theater, but we're doing you. So, all right, next. This is fun. Choose a dream holiday. Skiing in Canada. Road tripping across the U.S. I definitely know that's not yours. Beach holiday in Thailand. Safari in South Africa. Sightseeing in India. Or island hopping in Greece.
Oh,
Dream
Greece.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be yours. Mine would have been the beach holiday in Thailand. Okay. Pick a meal. Ready? Mac and cheese, pizza, roast dinner. That's like beef and mashed potatoes and green peas and curry, pad thai, or burger and chips.
Burger.
You are burger and chips.
I'm wondering if some of the people are thinking like, oh, I would match with her on eHarmony, right?
Somebody out there
wants a burger?
Is Googling your phone number right now.
Island hopping. Let's go.
All right, choose a dream job. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is great. This is going to be a tough one because it has all your favorites. Literally all of them except one. Singer.
Rod Stewart's audio engineer.
Singer, actor, athlete, artist, travel writer, kitten cuddler.
Kitten cuddler is really one of them?
Yeah,
no.
That really is. I'm not making that up.
Well, it's actor.
I could show you. Actor.
No,
that's your dream job.
You're not a
More
liar.
than singer. I picked singer. Okay. Which quality is most important in a potential partner? Intelligence.
Being well hung.
Well,
is that not on there? Oh,
sexual compatibility is. We have a story about well hung. We should share. Okay, sense of humor, reliability. She's laughing because she knows what I'm talking about. Are you still listening to me? Generosity, and ambition.
Sense of humor.
Yeah, we agreed on that. Okay, this one I have to actually show you a picture because it's choose your dream house. And I know your dream house is going to be so different than mine was, but can you see those choices? Okay, there's something in the, there's something in the trees. There's something in the trees.
I'll
there's
go
like
with
kind
the
of
one with the big green lawn.
The big green lawn. Yep, that makes sense. It's like a real spreading, almost like an English manor. But it's brick, so it's more like Virginia.
Yeah.
It's more like a Virginia thing. It's not ornate with a big green lawn. Mine was the little log cabin in the forest with the
where
lake.
Serial killers make their manifestos. Manifestos.
You have to choose your mode of transport too. Ready? There's airplane, yacht, bicycle, train, old-fashioned timey car, and then a Jeep with a canoe. But you got to look at the pictures, see? I think the pictures really inform it.
It's the yacht for sure. I love boats.
Oh, okay. I went airplane because I like to get places fast. Oh, pick an engagement ring. This is actually really fun. There's a bunch of different kinds. Some have bigger diamonds. Some have like interesting stones that aren't diamonds.
The bottom middle.
Yeah, bottom middle. Classic diamond with a couple diamonds on the side. I went emerald. You know.
Oh, you are different. Dare to be different.
Very different. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about this. Choose a dessert. I mean, isn't this the most fun game you've ever played? I want to do it again. Like it's dessert, an engagement ring, and real estate. Jesus.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, boy. There's caramel and chocolate, which is tempting.
Yeah.
And there's like a chocolate lava cake, but I'm going to go with the chip witch, like the fancy looking ice cream sandwich.
Oh, the fancy ice cream sandwich. Okay. Yeah. There's a red velvet cake, ice cream sandwich, caramel and chocolate pavlova, chocolate souffle, pistachio mousse cake, and lemon cheesecake. Lemon
Ugh.
cheesecake.
Mm.
Oh,
How
see,
does it
now
not curdle?
well, no, it's not if it's like a ricotta, like a lemon ricotta cheesecake would actually float my boat. I had originally chosen pistachio mousse, but you're going to go ice cream sandwich. Okay.
Those are my two, like, I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot poles.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay. I got the serious profile. You know what you got? The sexy profile.
Yeah,
Look at that.
it's the burger.
With a
It's the burger.
boobylicious picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's your profile. You ready?
Yes.
Your
Are-
profile
wait,
would read.
Sorry.
What?
Are they ready? Are the listeners ready
Yeah.
to hook up with
Yeah,
me
guys.
or to connect with
And
me?
you should know
Swipe
that for
right
20
for me.
Yeah. For 24 hours, you can reach out on Discord and she will be available. She's single for the next 24 hours. We agreed with Jeremy. It's anything can
Yeah.
happen. Whatever, what happens in Discord stays in Discord.
Yep.
Like nobody has to know. All right. Hello, stranger. Looking for someone to treat me right and treat me good.
Yep.
Well, I think it's treat me well, though. Like, is there something about being sexy that means you don't have good grammar? Okay. My ideal evening is staying in with a movie and my best friend, Chardonnay. What? Okay. I thought there was a yacht in there somewhere, but apparently you like to get drunk and watch First Wives Club. But we get lonely and it would be lovely for someone to join us. And then there's a bunch of like smiley face things. Now that's interesting. Because
Wait, my best friend? So my best friend and I are looking for a threesome here.
Well, your best
right?
friend's Chardonnay. Your best friend is Chardonnay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think it means the drink, not that your best friend's name is
understand,
Chardonnay.
I did meet somebody named Chardonnay once. Go ahead.
Oh, that's fantastic. Makes
Wine
me regret
tasting.
my children's names. It makes me
Right.
regret that I named them what I did.
Yes.
But we get lonely. I love that it's like we and the Chardonnay. Or is it the breasts? I don't know because they're very prominent in the picture.
They are. They are.
Well, good
I
for
look good.
you. The
Yeah.
sexy profile.
Ah.
I'm impressed and congratulations. And I
Thank
hope you
you.
guys are very happy together.
I know we will
and-
be.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to hear what you're going to pick
Yes,
for
but
me. Yeah.
I'm excited. Next week, let's do a follow-up after you've watched the rest of Fleishman.
Oh,
Because I want to
great.
hear your
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Um,
And I also want to tell the hung story. Can I just say it?
Yes, but leave
it's a
names
fun
out.
little tidbit. No. I won't say any names. But I will say there's only one person that you and I have ever dated in common, right?
Mhm.
We dated
Mhm.
the same guy. We should have started a podcast then because we had
Yes.
completely different experiences with him, right? Because you thought he was a really good kisser. And I was like, ugh.
I don't even
When he
remember
kissed
that
me,
part.
I didn't. Yeah, no, you thought
Yeah.
I was like, he was a terrible kisser, right? And you were like, no, he's a great kisser.
Oh.
But he had like a circus blank, I
Circus
think is
cock
the
is
way.
what we used to call
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. I never got that far, but it was really such a nice guy, such a
Yeah.
funny guy.
Yeah.
Not a guy that you would imagine like has a baseball bat down there. I never would have
was-
guessed.
It was, it was shocking.
I think that, because I believe in the universe and destiny and stuff. I think maybe like on your date, the universe went in and like enlarged his penis so that you wouldn't fall in love with him and you would go and marry Jeremy instead. But I believe in destiny. You know what I mean?
Yes. For the record, I was too scared to do anything further than look. It was jarring.
Can we get a clip of that for next week's show? Just like a recreation, a dramatic
Oh,
recreation.
Pete is like, I can't. He's probably crawling under his desk in the fetal position, shaking and crying right now. Sorry,
He's like,
Pete.
oh God, please no.
Yeah.
I love. Anyway,
right.
I just thought that'd be a fun little tidbit.
Well, not so little, and not a tid or a bit. Okay, so I have been inspired to be spontaneous, and I think we are going to do Paul T. Goldman on Peacock. That's what we're going to do. So
Yeah.
we'll watch
Great.
as many as we can, and I'm excited
Great.
because I want to see it.
Yeah, and I think that anytime something has such an obvious title that you can put Mandy into,
Yeah.
like Paul T. Goldman, I think
Yes.
is it has to take precedence. Yeah. Oh, we did the same hand motion at the same time. You guys, this is happening. Welcome to the magic, and thank you for listening to the Mandcave.
And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Yeah,
All
we will.
right.
Sexy one. You and your Chardonnay. Love you.
You're so serious. Love you.
I know. Bye.